Now, more than 1,790,000 people around the world have been infected due to the COVID-19 infections, and more than 109,000 people have lost their lives. And the toll is only rising up. Now, most governments around the world have never dealt with a situation like this. Now, amidst the pandemic, some countries have shown tremendous progress. Now, these leaders are not just showing the way, they're also setting examples for the world to follow, and they all happen to be women. So let's talk first about New Zealand. As of now, 4 people have lost their lives, and nearly about 1,330 people have been infected. The country has confirmed its first positive COVID-19 case on the 28th of February, and the first death was reported on the 29th of March. Now, the country, of course, had key advantages. New Zealand is an island nation located far away from most nations with fewer flights. Now, another factor that has worked in New Zealand's favour is its leadership. Now, the country has been able to limit the number of cases it has reported to an intensive testing strategy. Now, people have been taking the 4-week lockdown seriously. In fact, they were given 48 hours to prepare for the lockdown, and Jacinda Ardern had also tightened the border restrictions when the outbreak was at an early stage. New Zealanders arriving from different countries were asked to quarantine themselves at a government-approved facility. No self-isolation for those coming from foreign nations was allowed. Now, the entry of foreigners was completely banned in the country. Now, another nation which has also managed to keep the cases low, at least the number of fatalities, is Germany. German Chancellor Angela Merkel called on the German citizens to understand the gravity of the situation posed by the coronavirus infections. The government in Germany has announced the biggest economic aid package in the country's post-war history. Now, deaths per million figure due to COVID-19 stands at 33. This is the lowest in comparison with other nations such as the United Kingdom, France and Italy. Now, Germany's success in dealing with the coronavirus infections is driven by large-scale testing. Let's also now take a look at Denmark's leadership that has dealt with the coronavirus crisis. Now, more than 200 people in Denmark have lost their lives so far, and over 5,900 have been infected. Now, under Prime Minister Mette Frederiksen's leadership, the country is now on its way to relax the restrictions which were imposed to tackle the crisis. Now, Denmark is amongst the first European countries to put the lockdown into a gradual reverse. Denmark has witnessed a sharp fall in the number of the hospital admissions and people in intensive care. A study by the Imperial College of London University shows that the country has avoided deaths by almost about 3-folds, resorting to strict and timely preventive measures. The country closed its borders by the 14th of March. Restaurants, cafes and bars were directed to remain shut. Now that the outbreak of the coronavirus in Denmark appears to be under control, the government is willing to get the economy taking up again, and the transition will be slow and will be very cautious. Now, another leader in question here is Taiwanese President Tsai Ing-wen, who also had put in some very vigilant policies to contain the spread of the coronavirus. 388 people have been infected in Taiwan, and only about 6 people have lost their lives. The country started putting preventive measures in place weeks before the world was exposed and it was declared a pandemic. Now, like New Zealand, Taiwan is also an island nation that has closed its borders, at a very early stage of the outbreak, and authorities in Taiwan began screening travellers in airports way back in the month of December itself. Isolation, surveillance and contact tracing began sometime in mid-January.